I'm drinking hot chocolate today, y'all. I made some hot chocolate. I put whipped cream and marshmallows on it. So good. So, I have started my holiday reading, and we have started with Naughty or Nice by Eardrum Dickey. So I had to pause the video because I was having too much background noise and come back. But yes, so I am reading Naughty or Nice by Eardrum Dickey. This is the book number 1 of 4 that I plan to read this holiday season. And I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I'm already 53% in according to my Kindle, because I am reading it from my Kindle because Libby had it with no hold. So I was like, give me the ebook, right? Because we love to read on our Kindles. So this is book 1 in the McBroom Sisters duology. And y'all, it's really good. Like, I'm gonna give you guys the synopsis. So we have the 3 McBroom sisters have always been there for one another. Frankie, the eldest, is never satisfied. Can anyone give her enough of what she wants? Middle sister Livy, with a cheating husband, has begun an affair of her own. But does her being wrong make her new lover Mr. Right? Baby Tommy was treated badly by a man she loved and trusted. Can an older man show her the love she's been missing? When all three find themselves in crisis at the same time, they know the holidays will bring them together. So yes, this book has been really, really good. So the synopsis already tells you just a hint about each sister, and the story is in 3 point of views. So we get each sister point of view, which I really, really love. So far, my favorite sister has been the middle sister, and that's Frankie. No, is middle sister Frankie? No, the middle sister is Livy. She has the cheating husband. I think my favorite sister is Tommy. Tommy has been my favorite. Tommy has been my favorite in this book. She is the baby sister, and she was treated badly by an ex, and she don't really like trust guys. However, she is ready to date again. Now, they don't really go deep off into what happened between her and her ex, but she has started to fall in love with a guy that's like much older than her, and he has like some, I'm not gonna say issues because it's like everyday life type of stuff, but he just feels like he's not good enough for her because of where he stands currently in life. And I like that about him. I like that about him because most guys would jump into a relationship with a female no matter where they are in life just to be in a relationship. And I can always appreciate someone who knows when they need to work on themselves a little bit more before they hop into like a committed relationship with someone. And they could very well like you, but they know at that moment in time of their lives, they're probably not good for you. And so not only that, I think he's 40 years old and she's 23, and he's like, yeah, you still have a lot of life to live. I've already lived those years, and I would hate to take that away from you. And I can respect that. Like, I can respect that. Now, Livy, her husband ain't worth a damn, okay? Because the way that she found out he cheated on her was disrespectful. And then he has the audacity all up and through this book to act like he didn't cheat, like it was an accident or something. And I'm just like, how do you accidentally cheat? And then the older sister, I don't really remember much about her because we don't talk about her often. That she is never satisfied. I think she's the one that's been going on dates. Yes, she's the one who's been dating. So she been going on dates with some wild people. She's run into some people she used to go to school with, and you know how it is to run into somebody that used to be super popular in school, and then you see them and you like, damn, homie. In high school you was the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? So she's just been going, you know, on a lot of dates and stuff like that. So yeah, it's holiday season, it's Christmas time. And one thing I love about Eric Jerome Dickey is that he's always going to throw LA, California, Memphis, Tennessee in his books. And I can't remember if he's from LA and lived in Memphis, or if he's from Memphis and lived in LA. I always get the two mixed up. But if you guys don't know, I'm from LA, California, born and raised, graduated from school in California and everything. And I now live in Memphis, Tennessee. So anytime I see a Eric Jerome Dickey book, I gravitate towards it as an adult because I can relate to what he's talking about in his books. And I love when, like in this book, he's talking about like freeways and specific neighborhoods that I frequent, in stores and just areas and restaurants that I ate at, in one of the Starbucks out there that everybody used to just chill at like it was a hangout spot. So I love to read his books and see when he mentions a lot of stuff in LA. And then he also mentioned Memphis in his book, in this same book as well, because like one of the characters had on like this pajama set and it's ducks and had on matching duck house shoes, and then the dude was like, nice pajamas, and she was like, thank you, I can get you a pair. I got them from the Peabody Hotel in Memphis, Tennessee. And if you know anything about the Peabody Hotel, it's known for ducks. So I thought that was very cool. So anytime I read an Eric Jerome Dickey book, it just makes me miss home, especially around the holidays, because one of the sisters, she works at Pier 1, and I remember like back when we were like in elementary, middle school, and our parents would pick up an additional job to make extra cash for like Christmas presents and stuff. They would either work at Pier 1, Big Lots, I think it used to be called Save a Lot. No, it wasn't called Save a Lot. I'm getting that mixed up with another store. Big Lots, Pier 1, and Old Navy. And he also mentioned Old Navy because the male character in his book, he's working at Old Navy to make extra cash for Christmas. So it just makes me miss home, specifically around Christmas time, because my mom loved Christmas and she liked to always make sure we had the best Christmases. Like my dad would just give her the money and she just go buy everything because she loved Christmas. Is literally one of her favorite holidays. So when I read Eric Jerome Dickey books, I just feel like I'm at home. And I miss it so much. And it's so funny because this is a holiday novel, and I moved to Memphis right before Christmas. I moved to Memphis on December the 19th, right before Christmas. So it just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Miss my family in California, miss holidays and all of that stuff. So yeah. But like I said, I am 53% into this book and I'm really, really loving it. I am ready to finish this because I'm ready to get to part 2. And then the way this book got me feeling right now, I feel like I just want to throw away my 10 before the end list and just read all of the Eric Jerome Dickey books that I got, because I just finished one of his shorter stories before I started this one. And so now I'm reading this, and then I'm going to be reading part 2 to this. And I have Cheaters, and then I have The Son of Solomon over there. So I'm thinking like after I finish my 4 holiday novels, maybe I could just end the year out reading Eric Jerome Dickey books, since I already started the month reading Eric Jerome Dickey books. So yeah, but I'm gonna finish drinking my hot chocolate, add me some more whipped cream to it because all my whipped cream has dissolved. And I'll be back when I got another book update. I don't know if I'm still gonna be sitting right here because it's almost bedtime, but I'll be back when I have another update. Probably come back with my final thoughts since I'm so deep off into this book already, and then we will start the second book. care how cold it is, I'm going to spend my lunch break in my car every single time. The only time I do not spend my lunch break in my car is if it's raining or snowing, because I'm not walking out here in that. But I think the high is like 49 degrees today in my car. I really want a camera for Christmas. That's really what I want. Santa, do you hear that? With your fat ass. I want a camera for Christmas. That's really what I want. Yes, that's what I want, a camera. I have a camera, but it's so outdated and it's not really a vlogging camera. And I consider a vlogging camera where I can pull that screen out and look at myself while I'm recording, you know? So I have one, but it's very outdated. It's very old because I used to do YouTube a long time ago in my past life. That's why if you look at the date, is it this channel? No, this channel is old, but this is not the channel that I used for my past life. But anyway, I'm here with a update on Naughtier Nights by Eric Jerome Dickey. I finished it today. I read most of the ending while I was at the gym doing cardio this morning. And y'all, it was so good. It was good. And I immediately started book number 2. So I told y'all I was going to come to y'all when I finished book number 1 and started book number 2. So I'm now reading Naughtier Than Nice, which is book number 2 after Naughty and Nice. And it picks right up after, which I'm so excited about. But I loved it. I think I already told you guys, you know, why I love Eric Jerome Dickey so much. And ultimately, I love that this was not a fluffy Hallmark romance. I love that so much because I don't really like I told you guys before, I would prefer to watch my Hallmark movies instead of read them. So yes, I don't really like cheesy books. I'm gonna DNF the book if it's cheesy, and I would prefer not to read any like rom-com-ish book either, unless it got some serious topics. I'm straight. But I really, really love that I decided to incorporate this duology into my holiday reads because it wonderful. Okay, so we have the 3 sisters. I already explained that to you guys. The oldest sister, man, she's just out here dating in a dating scene, pissy poor dating pool. She answered an ad online and decided to do online dating. We have the middle sister, which is Livy. She's going through a divorce because some things happened with her and her husband. And then we have the youngest sister, Tommy. Yes, because the oldest sister name is Frankie. The youngest sister name is Tommy, which is my favorite. She had gone through a lot in a previous relationship, and it kind of stopped her from trying to get involved with anybody new because she just had some past trauma that she had to grow through. And so she's finally gotten to that point where she feels comfortable enough to be vulnerable with a guy and get involved with him romantically. So she was my favorite because she was she was not messy. The other 2 was very messy. The oldest, she was just messy because she was just dating all of these men, and like she was just messy in that aspect of things. The middle, she was messy because she tried to get her lick back, right? And it was a messy little situation, and yeah, it bit her in the ass. So she was kind of messy too, and I really didn't like how she tried to get her lick back because karma is a bitch. And that's all I got to say. The ending of the book, it gave us an ending, And then in book number 2, you start off, like, you pick up on the same story, but it's years later, still around Christmas time. So I love that. Book still around Christmas time. And so where we pick up on book number 2, Naughtier Than Nice, is with the oldest sister, Frankie. Frankie ran into a man at the post office on Christmas Day in book number 1. They introduced themselves to each other. They both have their hair locked, so the guy was genuinely asking, hey, who retwist your hair? I just moved here from Alabama. I'm looking for somebody that can hook my hair up too, since I'm here in LA now. And she, you know, genuine conversation, no flirting, none of that. He was just literally asking for somebody to do his hair. They end up having great conversation, end up linking up after. And so the book 2 starts off with them two. And y'all, tea, okay? It's giving very much tea. Book number 1, she had invited him over for Christmas to have dinner with her and her sisters because, like he said, he was new in LA. He didn't have any family there. And, of course, he didn't have anybody to spend Christmas with. So I thought that was a great gesture. I really, really like the book. And like I said, I really, really love the youngest sister the most. The holiday vibes were there. We knew it was Christmas time because they did a lot of traditional things. We got a lot of information about Kwanzaa because one of the characters in the book celebrates Kwanzaa. It was very good. It was a very good holiday read, and I'm so excited about book number 2. It's a lot shorter than book number 1 because I opened up the ebook and it said it's giving me like less than 3 hours before I finish the book. So I should eat this one up hopefully before this week ends. No rush though. I'm really just enjoying the story. So yeah, I don't know if I can give you guys any real good updates. But I will try because we are about to encounter some new situations. So when I got another bookish update in regards to Naughtier Than Nice, then I will come back and talk to you guys. It is morning time over here, you guys, and I am back with a bookish update. But first, I'm getting coffee. And I don't even think I told you guys that I won coffee, free coffee for 100 days from Dunkin'. So I've been getting coffee every single day for free, and I love that for me because I know I was just talking to Mara about cutting back on spending money on coffee and making coffee at the house. And as soon as we were talking about that in the comments in one of her videos, the next day or two, I won 100 days of free coffee. So I'm at Dunkin' picking up my free coffee. I am still reading. I look like a bum today. Well, I look like a bum this morning because today is birthday party day. Tomorrow my baby girl will be turning 13. And y'all, I really don't know how to feel about having a 13-year-old or realizing that I've been a parent for 13 years. I always reminisce starting on today because today was supposed to be her birthday, but she was not ready to come out. She was like, no, it's cold out there. It's snowing. I'm good. I'm warm up in here and I'm not coming. So I spent over 24 hours in labor with her. And I always reminisce starting on today because they checked your girl in at 5:30 a.m. and we didn't have her until the next morning, tomorrow. So yeah, it hadn't officially set in, and I don't think it's gonna set in until tomorrow that I have a 13-year-old. But yeah, so I'm looking like a bum because today is party day, but I have errands to run before we head off to celebrate. And I hadn't gotten dressed today yet or nothing like that. I'm just out running my errands. But I wanted to come and give you guys a bookish update on my Christmas reads while I have the opportunity to. So Remember when I said I was reading the first Eric Jerome Dickey's Christmas book? It was called Naughtier Nice. And then of course I'm reading the second book, Naughtier Than Nice. Y'all, it's definitely naughtier than nice. And you remember how I was saying I loved the youngest sister? Yeah, not so much anymore.
Would you like to try our signature caramel cream latte today?
No, thank you.
I'll be right with you, hon.
Okay. The sun.
Right behind you.
It's blinding me. So yeah, the sister and Naughtier Than Nice is wilding. Like the youngest sister, she was the one who made the better decisions in the first book, and that's why I gravitated towards her.
Thank you for being so patient. We're going to get started for you.
Hey, I have a mobile order for. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's why I gravitated towards her, because she made better decisions to me. I don't know what she just said, but I'm not rolling this window back down. But she made better decisions in the first book to me. But I wish she would have really paid attention to what the guy she was dating named Blue. Remember I was telling you guys it was an age gap. So he's 40 and she was 23. And I really wish she paid attention to what he was saying, because he was telling you, I have red flags, and I'm telling you with what my red flags are, so that you can make that decision on carrying on with my red flags or moving on with your life, because you're so young. Long story short, she carried on with his red flags, and they're impacting her. So book 2 is 10 years after book 1. It's a 10-year difference. She is officially in a relationship with said guy, and she is going through the motions, baby. And the way she is reacting to what she's going through is now making me feel like you can't be my favorite character anymore, because when he gave you the red flags, he wrote the red flags on a list for you and he gave them to you. You took the list and said, "Dear Santa, this is what I want for Christmas." Like, what? You do? Yes. Can I have some napkins? Yeah, thank you. I don't know why they never give us napkins with our drinks. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Thank you. But yeah, she took that list of red flags and made it a Christmas wish list, and she got what the hell she asked for. And so far this book is still 3 point of views, and we're still getting the older sister point of view. Y'all, we still getting a lot. I'm driving slow because I do not have a cell phone mount, and y'all already know that. But we still getting 3 point of views, but so far the story, we get more of her point of view because a baby girl is going through it. Now, one thing about this one, it's not really giving holiday vibes. It's not giving holiday vibes, and I don't want to DNF it, but that's good. I did the blueberry cobbler. And if you don't know what the blueberry cobbler is, I put my recipe right here on the screen. But yeah, it's not giving Christmas vibes. It's giving, we just picking up from 10 years ago, but it's still Christmas. It's Christmas 10 years later. So, but it's not, I'm not getting Christmas vibes from this one like I was getting from the first one. Still love the writing, still love the storyline. You could tell he wrote it 10 years later, maybe. Or you could tell, I'm not gonna say he wrote it 10 years later because I really don't know, but you can tell that he is incorporating more up-to-date stuff. They're talking about iPhones, and the lingo has changed a little bit, and just some of the stuff has changed. And he's still incorporating Memphis in it because it's still set in LA, and I love that. He actually has a character in his book named Bill Street, which is a street here downtown where it's kind of like Bourbon Street in New Orleans, if you ever been in New Orleans. So yeah, but because it wasn't giving me the Christmas vibes I was looking for last night when we was at my baby girl's hair appointment to get her hair done for her birthday, I actually started another novella because I thought I was going to have a chance to sit down and read, and I actually did not, because I sat there and talked to the stylist while she was doing baby girl's hair, because she's actually one of my mutuals. And I started Saint and the Queen by Desiree. It's inspired by the holiday spirit. It's a novella, and this is a ghetto Christmas time. It's a ghetto Christmas time. It's really hood. So yeah, I think that's gonna pick me up a little bit, and then I'm gonna finish that book, and then I'm gonna circle the block and come back to Eric Jerome's Dickie's Naughtier Than Nice, because I do want to finish it. I needed something to lift my spirit, specifically my Christmas spirit, and so I just went ahead and started that one because that is on my list, my Christmas TBR list as well. So far so good. It's hood vibes, and I'm only like a chapter or two in, but we're getting mental health awareness in it, which kind of makes sense, because if you read the synopsis, it says something about how the main female character's mom has told her that her dad is Santa Claus. And so yeah, so it's pretty good so far. Fun time. I don't know if I'm gonna get any reading done today, because today is party day and we're gonna be doing all of that, and then tomorrow is baby girl's birthday, and so we're gonna do birthday breakfast tomorrow, and then I have to take her to the Apple store. So I don't know how much reading I'm gonna get done this weekend, and usually I don't get a lot of reading done over the weekends, but yeah, I just want to come and give you guys an update while I was out. So I'm about to go run some more errands, and I'll see y'all in the next clip. I'm on my lunch break, and I am reading Saint and the Queen. Saint and the Queen. And I am about 46% in. And y'all, I've been laughing and enjoying this little short novella. It seems long to me because I've been reading it for days, but it's just because I hadn't been having a lot of time to read. But I read a lot of it this morning while I was at the gym, and it was pretty entertaining at the parts that I was reading today. So I don't remember giving you guys like a brief synopsis, and I know I talked about it in my Christmas TBR, spicy TBR recommendations, and it doesn't list any spice in the synopsis, but I feel like we're gonna eventually get some. And this isn't really a spoiler, it's just the vibe that I'm really getting. However, I came here because I want to give you guys like a little brief where we are. So the story is basically about a young lady. What is her name? I don't know, because the chapters are weird. Like the names is, each section is broken down by the character name. I think her name is Evelyn. I think her name is Evelyn. So Evelyn has been told by her mom that her dad is Santa Claus, and she's like, your dad is Santa. I'm telling you now, your dad is Santa. And so everybody in her family thinks her mom is like mentally messed up because she literally have these drawbacks and these episodes like your typical patient who does have mental disorders does, and she always brings up the fact that the female main character's dad is Santa. So the female main character hates Christmas. She don't want anything to do with Christmas, like hate it. But one day she gets a package of an elf, just a random elf. And because she hates Christmas, she was pissed off that she received this package of an elf. And she told the Amazon delivery guy to take it back. She's like, you brought this to the wrong house. This isn't mine. It doesn't belong to me. I don't want this shit. I don't like Christmas. Anybody who knows me know I don't mess with Christmas like that. So he's like, ma'am, I just work for Amazon. I don't know who sent you this. Like, I don't know. I just know that it was addressed to you and I'm dropping it off. I don't know who sent it to you. None of that. So you gonna have to keep this package because I got other routes. I got other stops for this route so I can go home for the day. The story is set in Atlanta and it's a good hood ghetto time, okay? And so the male main character, which is the Amazon driver, he gets off from work one day, comes home. I think he just comes home, walking his house before he even got in the shower and stuff. A guy in a red suit and a gray beard is in his house. And he like, bruh, who the fuck are you? What are you doing in my house? And so the guy name is St. Charles. He's Santa Claus. And he basically came to let the male main character know, and his name is Keenan, I think, to let him know, hey, I need you to take over my spot. I don't have any sons that can take over my spot, so I'm picking you to take over my spot. Not only are you going to take over and become what they call Santa, because I'm St. Charles, but what y'all consider Santa Claus, you got to go marry my daughter. And he like, what? Who are you? And who the F is your daughter? Right? So the daughter and Keenan does not see each other until the day they are supposed to be getting married. And the story just goes up from there. It is a little ghetto hood funny time because it is set in Atlanta. The author Desiree is from Atlanta, so of course the little novel is set in Atlanta. And it's just a really good time. Like, it's giving holiday vibes, right? Because the kids are asking the male main character, because they know he's an Amazon driver, when you dropping off my Christmas gifts? My mama said that you gonna be dropping them off because you the delivery man. Where my stuff at? We waiting on our Christmas presents. So they are, there's kids and they're asking him where their Christmas gifts are. And so you definitely get holiday vibes. There's elves, which isn't the proper terminology for them because they get offended if you call them an elf. And it's really good. So I'm about to finish reading for my break. I only get 30 minutes and I've been talking to y'all for about 6. So I'm about to continue reading this book while I'm on break. I really want to get this book and my other book finished soon. I put a pause on my other one because I already told you guys it wasn't giving Christmas vibes, but I'm still very interested in the story. But I needed something to bring me like a Christmas vibe, so I picked this one up. So I'm about to finish reading what I can on my lunch break, and hopefully I can get this finished by today or tomorrow. Like I said, it's a short novella, but I haven't been having a lot of time to read. Oh my gosh. The commentary from the main male character, his name is Keenan and the female name is Eve, But the commentary from Keenan is funny as hell. Like, funny. Like, one of the scenes, he was like, I gotta get back to work because Amazon gonna fire a nigga. Like, it's a good time, y'all. It's a good time. My alarm finna go off. Yep, my alarm's finna go off. So that's all the reading I can do on my break. I hope I can get some reading in when I get to the house. As soon as I sit down to record, my child wants to cough her lungs up. But I am back with an update for Saint and the Queen. And y'all look, I finally got my Christmas tree up. Isn't she so cute? Isn't she so cute? This is like my first time having 2 Christmas trees in the house. And I really want a 3rd one because I want one for our bedroom, but I don't think I'm gonna do that this year. But definitely gonna do that next year. But anyway, I'm here to give you guys a update on Saints and the Queen. I finished it today. Y'all, it was so good. Like, it was a novella and it just took me a long time to finish it because life. But it was really good. What I can say is that if you watched my spicy Christmas TBR video, I had the understanding of the synopsis wrong. And that's why I really don't like to read synopsises. I kind of just like to go into books blind and or go into books based off the information I've gathered from my peers instead of reading the synopsis, because sometimes either the synopsis give you too much or the synopsis is unclear or the synopsis doesn't give you enough. That's my experience. So anyway, if you watched that TBR video, I think I said something like the guy got the Santa Claus outfit, went up to the job. That was wrong. But anyway, he did go get his girl though. He did. So I really like this novella. I think this is a perfect novella for whoever is looking for something that is Christmassy. I've been noticing a lot with my peers that most of you guys have been reading novels that has deceiving covers. So the cover ain't really adding up to the story. And you guys are either upset because it's lacking Christmassy holiday vibes, or because it's super spicy and really the story has a Christmas cover but it's nothing but spice. This book was so good. Minimal spice. When I say minimal, I mean you didn't get the spice until the last 10% of the novel. And then when you got it, you did not get a lot of detail of what they were doing. You just knew that they did it. Like, they did it, but the author didn't describe every movement, every lick, every kiss, every touch. Like, you just knew that they did it. So we already knew this book was going to be spicy or have some spice in it, simply because it was on my TBR, my spicy TBR list. So yeah, I already told you guys that. So if you are looking for, if you're still looking for something to read to get you into the holiday spirit, So if you're still looking for something to read to kind of get you into the holiday spirit, I highly recommend this novella. It's pretty short, so by the time this video comes out, you're still going to have time to get into some holiday reads right before Christmas This one is really short. It's not going to take up a lot of your time. I think that's the route that everybody is kind of going right now. Like, we want to read books about Christmas, but we don't want to spend 300 to 400 page time on a book. So this was perfect. All of the Christmas vibes. It is a little hood and not super ghetto ratchet hood, but the story is in Atlanta. And I already told you guys that. So the story is in Atlanta. You get realistic vibes from this story. It's just realistic. However, it's based on like a simple holiday tradition. So it's fiction. It's a fictional story, but it's realistic characters. Like the guy, he works for Amazon, you know, so it's very realistic. It's in Atlanta. We're getting all of the holiday vibes. I promise you. The entire story is holiday vibes. There is no subplot about briefly speaking on the holidays. No, this entire novella is literally centered around the holidays. So I love it. It was very, very good. Highly recommend, okay? Highly recommend. So now I am about to, I know, I have not finished book 2 of Jerome Dickey's holiday duology, Naughtier Than Nice. And that's because I already told y'all it's not giving me holiday vibes. And I need holiday vibes right now. So I put that book on hold. No, that's not it. Let's see how far I am. 40% on that book, right? So now I'm getting ready to read Zane. Not Zane. It's called I'll Be Home for Christmas by Zane. And y'all already know when you hear the name Zane, some spice got to be incorporated somewhere in that novel, okay? This is a very short story. I started this while I was at work, literally read for about 10-15 minutes. I'm already 41% in. So I wanted to come and kind of give you guys a brief synopsis or a summary of what I'm reading, because when I come back, I'm gonna give you my final thoughts, because that's how short this story is. So we have our main character. Her name is Noelle. Noelle ran away from home with her little boyfriend over 10 years ago. Nobody in the family knows why she ran away or nothing. All they know is that she ran away from home with some little nappy-headed boy. And on Christmas Day, she decides to come back home after being gone for over 10 years. So imagine your child running away from home over 10 years ago. You ain't heard from your child, seen your child. Everybody's been looking for your child. You've been stressed out about your child. And then she come knocking at the door on Christmas Day 10 years later. Imagine that. So you know, with holidays come family drama. So of course we're getting some family drama, because where you been at? Mama happy to see her daughter. Her sister like, but where you been? Because you've been stressing us out. So yeah, that's where we are. And it's a very short story. It's called an e-short. Like, it's not even called a novella. It's called an e-short. So, and like I said, I read for like 10-15 minutes. And I'm already 41% in. So I'm going to finish this book tonight. And then I'll be back with my final thoughts. Then when I'm finished with that, I'm going to go back to Jerome Dickey, because that is my last holiday novel I plan to read this year. And so I'm going to finish off strong with my 4th book, being Jerome Dickey. So I will be back when I am reading and or when I have my final thoughts for I'll Be Home for Christmas by Zane. Well, y'all, I didn't even really have a chance to go back to my reading room to give you guys a debrief of how I feel about this short story because it is over. It is over. I literally read this book in like 20 minutes. So it was pretty cool. A little short story. No spice at all. When you think Zane, you think spice. There was nothing. There was nothing. This was literally a short story on Christmas Day, family drama. If you're interested, check the triggers. If I tell you what the triggers are, it will be a spoiler because the story is so short, so I can't tell you what the triggers are. But there are 2 heavy triggers in there, and it's a drama-filled Christmas short. And there you have it. I'm finished with my 3rd Christmas novel. So now I'm about to get into the rest of Eric Jerome Dickey. It is raining. It is raining. I am at Dunkin'. I just picked up a coffee. I did something different today. It's the weekend, so on the weekend I add sugar to my coffee for a little treat. During the week I usually get sugar-free coffees. I did toasted white chocolate swirls, 3 vanilla shots, so that's still sugar-free. I always do 5 cream. For anybody that watches my videos and always want to know how I get the color, 5 cream. And then I added cookie butter cold foam. And it's really good, the perfect treat. I also got the munchkins. I got 10, so I got 3 flavors. I got the regular glaze, the blueberry glaze, and the chocolate glaze. I just got these because I had a coupon for $2 and we in the house just chilling, so I figured the kids, we can all just nibble. Me, husband, and the kids can just nibble on these. I'm kind of upset that it's raining today because today is the Christmas parade, and that was going to be our Christmas outing this year, attending the parade, but it literally just started raining at 11:30 and it starts at 2. We was gonna go an hour early and just post up and get us a nice little spot, but it's cold and it's raining, so I'm like, no, because I don't want the kids to be sick. Baby girl is just now getting over the flu, so yeah, we don't want the kids to get sick. But I finally finished Naughtier Than Nice, and it was good. And you guys remember when I was telling you that I put it off to the side because it wasn't giving Christmas vibes? So it picked up where the first book left off, but then it ended on Christmas. So it does give you Christmas, but not the entire novel. It was pretty good, you guys. I know I was kind of I kind of had mixed emotions about, which sister is it? Tommy, the youngest sister. I kind of had mixed emotions because I loved Tommy in the first book, and then she had started doing some things in this book, and then she kind of turned herself around, and again she ended up making me like her again because I feel like she's just the sister that's made the smartest decisions, and she's the youngest, and she just made the smartest decisions. So I feel like I still like her, even though she had me kind of upset throughout majority of the book. But it was very good. We focused on just the stuff that they got into. So remember the 3 sisters. One, she was married, her husband cheated on her, so she was recovering from all of that. That was the middle sister. That was Livy. The oldest, Frankie, she had gotten out of a marriage, decided to step back into dating, and man, did she run into some people, okay? Like, in the first book, she was just running into some lames. But then at the end of the first book, she met a guy and, man, turned her world upside down. And then we have Tommy, which is the baby sister, which I've already just talked about, how she got into this relationship with someone who was pretty much well established. So left off on Christmas Day. I felt like the Christmas wrap up of this novel was really, really good, because to me, the holidays is bringing families back together, mending broken hearts, squashing a lot of beef you guys probably had throughout the year, just enjoying time with one another. And I just feel like that book, it kind of brought everybody in, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, it was a very good read. I really enjoyed all of my reads this month. I'm thinking about my ratings, because I'm going to do a wrap up rating all of the books when I get home, because I'm not doing a monthly reading wrap up video this month, because my focus was my holiday reads. So I used this vlog to just get through my holiday reads, and then I'm gonna go back and just think about my ratings. I read 2 novels, 1 e-short, 1 novella. I do plan to pick up 1 or 2 more books this month. One of them is 700 pages, so I really don't have any intention on finishing that before the month is out. The other one is another buddy read with baby girl, and we are waited until Christmas break before we start that. So I don't know, how long we're going to be on that book. I'm not rushing my reads this month. I'm just going with the flow and just ending the year out on a nice steady pace. So that's why I'm just going to come back once I get home and just really think about my ratings for each book. I think I could probably just give you guys the ratings right now. So I'm rating Eric Jerome Dickey's duology a 4-star. A 4-star for sure. Like, the second book really pulled me in, had me experiencing all of the emotions. I mean, I was cussing people out. When I started talking to my husband about the book, that means the book has really got me. And so I'm gonna give that whole duology a 1 rating, and it's gonna be a 4-star. I read The Saint and the Queen. It was a novella. I gave it a 5-star. It was just a good time. Nothing disappointed me in that one, so I gave it a 5-star. And then I read I'll Be Home for Christmas by Zane, a very quick e-short. I gave it a 5-star simply because it was like 30 pages. And I think Zane did amazing with that e-short, because you know how you will read a novella and then sometimes you be like, oh my God, I wish it was longer. I needed more. With this e-short, it was straight to the point. We knew what the subject matter was. She talked about that and wrapped it up, and that was the end of the story. So I gave it a 5 stars. Once I read it, because I purchased that book back in 2012, I remember reading that book when I purchased it, reading that e-short when I purchased it. So it was good. I feel like that's one that I can read every year, because it's literally 30 pages long, if that. So I feel like that's just one that I could read every year. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I decided just while talking that I'm going to wrap the video up here, because I really have nothing else to talk about. This was specifically a reading my Christmas TBR vlog. So yeah, let me know what you guys have been reading. Have your Christmas TBR been going as well as you wanted it to go? I know some of you guys have been reading some stuff and y'all like, these books ain't it, they ain't giving. Or if you're not even reading Christmas novels, let me know what you're reading down in the comments. How do you plan to finish your year off with reading? I pretty much just summed mine up with you guys. I have 2 more books I'm going to read, but I'm not doing a read and wrap up video. So this is gonna be my read and wrap up video. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I took you guys with me for a length of time just to finish the books. So yeah, happy holidays to you guys, and I hope you enjoy this vlog. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let's chat in these comments. Until next time, ta-ta.